So I tell this story all the time about a former student who, when told we were going to do a showcase that was devoted to music of the 60s, put her hands on my desk, threw her head back in the most dramatic fashion and said, "Oh my God, there's no good music from the 60s. I know. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to respond. If she had made the connection that the Beatles and the Jackson 5 and Aretha Franklin made their mark in the 60s, and events like Woodstock, the Harlem Cultural Festival, and the Monterey Pop Festival that were the precursors to Coachella and Bonnaroo and Lollapalooza, then maybe she wouldn't have made a crazy statement like there's no good music from the 60s. But that's what she said. Although it hurt my soul in so many ways, I realized that she just didn't know. So part of my mission is to change that. It's impossible to know every single artist and musician out there. But as a singer and a teacher of singers, I feel confident in saying that there are some artists that every single singer should at least be familiar with and just know. You don't have to like their music. You don't have to sing their songs. You don't have to like their genre. But you should know who they are. Have a little bit of an understanding of the contribution that they made to the music industry and possibly a song or two of theirs. These musical artists deserve our respect. There's no other way to say it. If it weren't for many of these artists and the groundbreaking work that they laid in so many areas, the music industry would be completely different. So let me jump down off my soapbox. Hi everybody, my name is Heather, aka the Pop Rock Coach, and welcome to my channel. Yes, it's hard to believe. It's very hard for me to believe that someone would say there's no good music from the 60s, which means that they probably think there's no good music from the 50s or 70s or 80s or 90s. But I am here to dispel that remark and serve as a vehicle to help expose and educate young singers and voice teachers who may not be familiar with the music, the artist from these other generations and genres in the popular music field. So this is going to be like a pop music appreciation 101. Today, we're diving into the first part of the series of 20 legendary artists that I think every singer should be familiar with. It's important to understand your musical influences, and show some love and respect and appreciation to them. I love every single one of these artists and musicians because they've impacted me. So I can't wait to share them with you. In no particular order, but we have to start off with the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Aretha is a legendary singer whose powerful voice, emotive performance, amazing piano skills, popular singers of all time, period. Her legacy as a performer, a musician, an activist, serves as an extremely powerful reminder of the transformative power of music. Aretha's contribution to the music industry are not only important to the history of the music industry, but are important to our history, our society's history, our cultural history. The music that she made, the moves that she made as a pioneering Black woman in the 50s and 60s are legendary and serve as inspiration and reminders for just everyone. She is an important part of the history as well as the evolution of popular music. I feel fine betting that every single musician, singer in some way, whether it be small to large, has been influenced by Aretha Franklin. Guarantee it. Moving on from Aretha, we've got Whitney Houston, a pop and R&B icon. Her one of the top selling artists of all time. Her incredible vocal range, control, emotive delivery in her storytelling in the song, combined with her fantastic stage performance, made her a formidable force in the music industry. Her impact on the world of music, popular music, and music history still is felt today and will continue to be felt for generations and for singers for a while. Next, we have Adele, the British singer-songwriter who has become one of the biggest pop stars in the world. With her powerful, soulful vocals, her emotive expression, and her very confessional songwriting skills, she has been able to tap into the ability to connect on a very personal level with all of her listeners, and makes many of the listeners feel like this song was written just for them. She herself has been very vocal about her own musical influences and giving credit to all of those amazing people who came before her and laid the groundwork for her to do what she does best. But she is one of those that is just as important inspiration, and her impact will still be felt for many, many, many years. Next, we have Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of the British rock band Queen. Freddie Mercury is considered one of the greatest frontman in music history. Not just rock and roll, not just British, but in music history. His soaring, incredible vocal range was amazing, but his stage presence and his ability to command the stage and dominate as the frontman of the band is legendary. It's a masterclass in learning to perform. His vocal style, his performance style, the group's music that was produced and written and performed helped really define the rock music sound of the 70s and 80s. If you want to know how to captivate audiences and bring them in, study Freddie Mercury and just enjoy the joy that radiates from his performance. Switching genres, we now have Ella Fitzgerald, a fantastic, amazing jazz singer. Ella Fitzgerald was known for her impeccable phrasing and stunning range, making her one of the greatest jazz vocalists of all times. She was also known for her incredible scatting skills, her improvisational skills, and her soulful delivery. Her ability to interpret and reimagine very classic songs and standards have made her a legendary singer and artist who has made a lasting impact on not only the world of jazz music, but popular music as a whole. Next, we have Barbra Streisand, who is a legendary singer, actress, and filmmaker who has won multitudes of awards, including Grammys and Academy Awards. Her powerful and stunning emotive vocals and her ability to interpret a wide variety of genres of music have made her a legend in the popular music genre and in music history, period. Her career has spanned several decades, and she's also well known for collaborating with multitudes of different artists over different genres and continuing to expand her impact and ability throughout the four corners of the popular music industry. Moving on to the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley is widely considered as one of the most influential musicians of the 20th century of popular music. Elvis was a rock and roll icon with a unique vocal style, dynamic stage presence, and the ability to move an audience that really helped to define the sound of popular music in the 1950s and 1960s. His musical ability, his singing ability, his stage performance, his cultural significance, his historical significance have made him and will continue to make him an iconic legend in the music industry. From one singer who had powerful moves, dance moves, to another singer who had equally powerful dance moves and singing ability, we have Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is the king of pop, an icon who transformed the music industry with his dance moves, powerful voice, amazing songs, and electrifying stage performance. His emphasis on fusing together of singing and dancing and performance, it was all one thing for him. is as important to the music industry as a whole as anything else. He took the ideas for songs and created a visual representation, a physical representation, the cultural significance of his music videos. We still follow his moves. We still listen to his music. We still are impacted by his stage performance and will forever be for all time. We're going to move from one Motown artist to the next, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder is a singer, songwriter, musician, producer, and one of the most influential artists of popular music and of the 20th century. His career has spanned multitudes of decades, and I think his music sort of defined the pop, funk, disco era of the 70s. This man can play anything. Can play like all of the instruments, obviously not at one time, but can play anything. Songwriting skills were amazing. And oh, by the way, he was blind, which didn't stop him from doing anything. He brought different musical genres into the forefront, combined them in a different way that produced a different sound. And we are sampling and influenced and inspired by him today, continuously. Stevie Wonder was also one of the musicians that I spoke about in a previous video that was an iconic Motown artist on the Motown artist label. So check that video out as well. And last but certainly not least, in this particular video, we have Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is a pop R&B singer known for her soaring vocal range, fantastic emotional ballads, an amazing powerful voice, and kind of the queen of holiday music. Her soulful delivery and songwriting skills have made her one of the most influential female artists of the 1990s and 2000s. She is very well known for her impressive vocal range, not just because of the whistle notes and that 5-octave range that she has, but because of the ability to successfully navigate and dominate all of the areas of vocal riffs and runs. Her legacy and impact will continue to inspire and attract pop music singers for generations. So there you have it, friends. Our first 10 musical legends that I think every singer should be familiar with. Remember, this is not about whether or not you think they're the greatest singer or whether you want to sing their music or even their genre at all. This is more about recognizing their importance, their legacy to not only the music industry, but musical history, which is also part of our cultural history as well. So tell the truth. How many of these icons are you familiar with? If you have a favorite song of these artists, leave those in the comments below. If this information is helpful to you and you want more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you can come along on this musical journey. And of course, check out the Spotify playlist, 20 artists every singer should know. I'll leave the link in the description below. Until next time, go be awesome and rock on.